Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's that time of year when everybody wants to know how to carve a turkey. Can't remember from last year, so we show everybody. This is my daughter, Mona Golub, who is with me today, and she'll be asking some questions as we go for your help. Very important that you use a sharp tool. Sharp knives are fine. Some people have electric knives. They're good for slicing, but for carving and getting around the bones, they're not good. But a sharp knife, and this is a steel, and we use that all the time to make sure that we have a sharp knife. We also use these tongs, and they're available in a lot of stores, and it's so easy to pick up a piece of meat or a slice of turkey when you use tongs like this. So if you're in a store and think about it, do it. This is our turkey platter, and I've carved one in advance so that we could all take a look and see what it looks like. We have the wings on one side and the legs, which I call the bones. We put all the dark meat on the left side, and we cut it all up because that comes off the thigh. Then in the middle, we have one turkey breast sliced, and then on the other side, we have the other turkey breast sliced. And then right up the middle, we have the stuffing, so that when you go to the table with the platter, everything is ready to go, and it's such a nice, easy way to have a turkey dinner. Would you agree?
Indeed, that's our tradition.
You asked a question about thawing the turkey.
Yes,
Should we?
Those who have just purchased their turkey by chance, if it's still frozen or a little bit frozen, we're real close to the holiday. What should they do?
Well, I would suggest you go to the sink and you get some cold water and you soak the turkey in the sink in cold water, and you keep soaking it until it gets nice and soft. A turkey basically needs, for a 16-pound turkey, which is what these are, 12-pound to 16-pound, they basically need about 3 or 4 days to thaw out. So you can figure out that timing. And in all of these turkeys, we have pop-up timers. If you don't have a timer, you need to put a timer in and put it in the breast. A pop-up timers work, or a thermometer. You have to have it. And the turkey has got to get to an internal temperature of how many degrees?
150.
60.
50, 55, and then it continues to cook on the counter to 160.
We pull it out at 160 degrees and let it set. These turkeys were here about an hour, and they were still hot in the middle, so it takes about an hour for a turkey to cool off. Okay, so we're going to start by showing you how we do it. The first thing we do is we take off what I call the bones, and that first part is first the wing, and then we go and we take off the drumstick and the thigh all in one piece, and we carve down and carve around. And one of the things that's easy with a turkey, the bones are your guide. They'll tell you where to go. And so if we get that down, and with the thigh and the drum, you can give it a pop, and there's one little bone in there that comes out, and that's what allows you to pull this thing off very easily, which is what we're doing. See, we took that all off. Now you got a handle here, because your dark meat is all on the thigh, and we're going to use the handle to cut off the dark meat, so we can slice that and then put that all on the platter. See, the dark meat comes off very nicely.
Yum.
Yum, yum, yum is right, okay? I won't do this that way. And then I take my slicing knife, and what we do is we slice down on the dark meat, because we have to have nice pieces for people to eat. You don't want to chop it up, and you don't want to make it too small, but you want to have it nice pieces. And then my handy spatula, because this is what makes it so easy to load the platter. So on the left side of the platter, we put all of our dark meat. And of course, there are two sides to the turkey. So you would go over and you do the other side and put all the dark meat there, and then the drum bone, we take that off, just a little crack. And then we have one drumstick. There's always somebody who likes a drumstick. And then we take the extra bone that's left over, and it goes in the bone pot.
Soup pot.
Soup pot, the soup pot. Mona loves to make soup, and that's the way we go. Now, the next thing we do is how do we take the breast off in one piece? And it makes it easy if you see how you do it. The turkey is like this as it starts, you can see that. And what I do is I come around and I carve down the turkey. If you follow the bones, you slice in just above where the wing was, and then you let the knife come up like this. And you kind of saw it, and if you follow the bones, that whole breast will come off in one piece. So let's look over here. I'm going to pull out the pop-up timer, which went off in this one, and I'm going to just slice down the top just a little bit. There's a bone in here. This bone is called the keel bone, and if you just slice down a little bit, it makes it easier. So I'm going to make a little cut in there, and then just above the wing, I'm going to bring my knife and follow that bone. If you follow the bones, it makes it very easy. I'm following the bone, and lo and behold, off comes the turkey breast, all in one beautiful piece. Now it's time to slice, and we're going to put that on a platter. There's a lot of ways to slice. Some people like to slice it this way, but I really like to slice it like a roast. So I start it, and what I do is I angle my knife just a little bit, so we don't get it straight down, but we get a bigger slice by getting just a little bit of an angle. And of course, my knife is sharp. You can do this with an electric knife. Not a chainsaw, an electric knife. Okay, so I'm going to slice most of this all the way down. And now I'm going to bring back my famous spatula, because I take the whole breast and I push it onto the spatula, and I go to the platter and just slide it off. So I've got all of that meat sitting there, sliced and ready to go. The next step is to get the stuffing. Now, some people like to cook stuffing in the turkey. Some like to cook it out. You can do whatever you want. Just make sure it's in there long enough and the temperature gets up high enough so that you don't have any problems. And on this tray, I can pull the whole thing off in one piece. And now I've got my stuffing all here. Okay? And we're getting to the point where we got most of it done. I then do the other side exactly the same way, and we'll have a whole platter with the breast on one side, breast on the other. We'll have 2 drums and 2 wings and both of the thighs over there, and you'll have a platter that looks like that. Now you have to be in the oven until it gets to 360 degrees. Correct? And when you pull it out, the pop-up timer will go out, or your thermometer will tell you, and you need to let the turkey set for about an hour because it's hot inside. It takes a while for that to happen. And with that, we'll wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. This year, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and so I'm going to wish for peace and that mankind learned how to live with one another in camaraderie and in friendship. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving 2023.